Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane. A 1 vs 1 on Kholodny Ferma, though this time without the snow. We shall be watching Karlstein of the 4th Panzer Division going up here against Ben of the Soviet Union. Ben of the 3rd Guards Rifle Corps. We have seen Grenadiers already on the way here for Karlstein. Pioneers looks like they're heading towards the center. Combat Engineers more or less doing the same right here on a lovely Sunday. And of course, heads up, tomorrow there will be another stream from Relic showing off some more content for the stuff that's probably going to be appearing here on Tuesday, so be sure to tune in. And of course, another heads up, there's also likely going to be a patch, of course, after that. There'll be plenty of chance to send in replays, in particular of some of the new commanders that will also likely be there. I mean, at the very least, there's going to be the Theatre of War commanders available, and certainly some of them might offer some new things to try out. So again, you know, make your best for some of those new commanders, send in the replay, and, you know, do your best. But now we are seeing a spread out here from the Soviet Union. Additional conscripts arriving, Grenadiers on the way, MG42 following up on that from Karlstein. Karlstein instead focusing on the north. So far, so good. No engagements, no threats, hostilities, or anything the likes. And that then got ruined. First engagement here, Grenadiers versus conscripts. Grenadiers quickly make a run for the house. Conscripts make a quick run for the cover, although they might want to remember cover is directional. It is not a magical talisman. You have to have it in front of you for it to absorb the bullets. In this case, that's clearly not what's happening. Bit of a mistake there from good old Ben. So that's not really going to be to their advantage. We are seeing additional conscripts here, but they're not going to be focusing down here. So they're going to be moving northwards. Pioneers securing the fuel. MG42 setting up there. Conscripts not really looking good there. Taking a lot of fire there from the Germans. Another Grenadier squad arriving for Karlstein. Grenadiers for some reason actually abandoning the building. I'm a bit unsure as to why Karlstein would do that. I mean, he was actually quite safe inside the building, yet decided to rush out of it. That was a bit silly. Conscripts were running north. In fact, now they might make it into the house. That's less than good. Grenadiers moving up. Need to be quick about it. There we go. Conscripts running in the house. Grenadiers need to get into cover. Cover in Deckung. The mortar right about now would be a nice choice. Just saying. More conscripts arriving from this angle. Grenadiers holding up now in actual heavy cover. Other Grenadier squad might want to consider supporting, but instead they move towards the center. Grenadiers getting overwhelmed here. Finally, the other squad moves up. Make up your mind, Karlstein. Southern Front continues as well. No opposition there from Sarai. Grenadiers need to retreat. Karlstein, Rückzug. Grenadiers flanking in. Conscripts moving slow up, but they're already rather low on health and now numbers. MG42 just blasts away at the troops inside the house. And there we go. Molotovs up from Ben. These Grenadiers definitely then want to actually get out of there. All of a sudden, the battle did not turn in their favor. Rückzug. Come on, Karlstein. Unit preservation. Karlstein. Quick rifle grenade. It seems like a bit of a bow, but again, need to get out. And there we go. Pioneers moving in. Conscripts need to retreat. Will the Pioneers and their MP40 be able to get the last of the conscripts? Of that squad, at least. Nope. No such luck. So players so far gaining a nice chunk of the map, largely by simply using this building to delay and occupy the enemy, since of course at the same time Karlstein can't leave it, since the conscripts will then run into his rear and begin taking away points there, so he's actually forced to attach something to try and deal with this, and for some reason looks like Ben has had enough of it. Overall, Ben has been able to take nice advantage of the fighting around this building, and now in fact we do see he's running into the rear lines because there's nothing to react to this quickly enough from Karlstein. So Karlstein needs to quickly get moving. He's already been taking up, by the way. Grenadiers need to get moving. Mach schnell. MG42 setting up for some reason just there. I mean, if you can't see it, why are you doing it like that? It just seems pointless and just opens up your MG42 from getting flanked from there.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Conscripts moving about, getting engaged here by 2 Grenadier squads, or no?
Grenadiers.
Come on, Karlstein again, make up your mind.
Grenadiers ready.
Point there being secured. Going for a vital strategic point right there.
Grenadiers.
Come on, deal with it. Apparently not.
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
Seems like Karlstein's getting overwhelmed. In fact, might be making a bit of a mistake now. He's spreading out his troops too far. He's got troops here, there, and there. That is a pretty risky situation. We do see that the light mechanized company is on the way, but he does need to be very careful. Very, very, very careful. He's very much overextended. There we go. Molotov up. He does pay attention to this, which is good. MG42 moving back there. Few bombing taken back, but already there. Lots of territory used. He is trying for the cut-off point there, trying to cut off the southern resources. A nice move. Might make up for things a bit, but still, this is not exactly all beer and skittles, and he's in a bit of a perilous situation, in fact. We are now, in fact, also seeing festering armor, and I forgot to mention the doctrines. My fault, but festering armor it is for the Germans. Festung Panzer. Generally, though, you didn't actually see panzer units in this sort of Festung situation, by the way. As such,
We get better every day.
Grenadiers here out in the open versus conscripts, and like cow, though, the rifle grenades certainly do help a lot. In fact, we might see a conscript squad, except he's moving away from it, go down.
Very secure.
Bit of a mistake there.
Target eliminated.
And there we go, conscript squad did go down. He could also upgrade one of his Grenadier squads to MG. There we go, Grenadier squad hit with a Molotov. Ben pushing on from several angles. Grenadiers versus conscripts up here. Trying to regain that cut off. Nice move. Certainly also an obvious one. Half track quickly following up here for Karlstein. Die mittlere Schützenpanzerwagen. Another rifle grenade. Looks like Karlstein is very fond of his rifle grenades.
With the wedge in our lines.
Yes.
Bit of manpower being floated there. Come on, Karlstein, use it.
Complete.
Use it. And Karlstein also just needs to get things together. He's currently 2 spread, and there we go. Panzer Grenadiers on the way. Looks like also some teching. Half track pulling up to the Grenadiers and can reinforce them at the front. That is good. Still no light machine gun. Another rifle grenade there. Ooh! That definitely hurt. You might in fact see the conscript squad being lost. That would actually be a blow to Ben, since he'd be losing 2 squads of conscripts. We're also seeing some shock doctrine up here for Ben. Very likely, though, to be shock rifle, since that's pretty much what most Soviet players go for. That is pretty much the box standard. No surprises there, sadly. Grenadiers here, though, need to retreat. There's shock troopers moving in. The Grenadiers can't hold out to that. Come on, Karlstein. Unit preservation. There we go.
Artillery is now available.
30 already. Half-tank moving up. MG42 also inching up. Need to be careful again. Should not be leading the way. That's really a bad idea to do with your MG42, in particular when you're moving into enemy territory, when you know there are stuff like shock troops about.
Grenadiers required.
Panzer Grenadiers have arrived. So that's something.
After awaiting orders. Enemy has spotted us.
Man engagement up north. Conscripts moving in there.
Yeah.
MG42 setting up.
Our opponents are
We are seeing a support weapon company up for Ben. Question is how he shall utilize it. And Grenadiers make a rush for the last pioneers. Meanwhile, rushing across on the ground at the conscripts might not be the best or grandest of ideas, in fact.
Pioneer squads taking casualties.
And there we go, swift Molotov at the Grenadiers, who may need to consider getting out of there. Not really looking good, not looking good. Karlstein just needs to evacuate this position, move in some other troops. Man engagement down there. Grenadiers might want to do something. Come on, Karlstein, move it. And there you go, getting hit from several angles. The MG42 shifting to deal with the south, ignoring the potential, of course, of something going on from the north. Bit of an obvious trick here. Baits the MG42 to one angle, then they launch the main assault from another angle. So well done there by Ben. Less well done there from Karlstein, since he pretty much took the bait, hook, line and sinker. Grenadiers pushing up here, they need to be pulled back and reinforced. Grenadiers found near the half track, Panzer Grenadiers need to move up and support. Moves them up for some support and Van Herren. Companies making into the nearby house, that is good. Let's go for the Germans, need to get out there before they're burned alive. To toast. Pull back, pull back. Few on north being lost, so a player pushing across from as many points as possible. Good job there. You might want to consider getting some support weapons up eventually. And of course, Karlstein wants to deal with that. We're popping over to Ben, who has in fact gone. No, he's gone for the... Ooh, I do believe this is anti-infantry tactics. Fancy that. Rare you actually see that doctrine being used. But he's actually using it. Hurrah! Panzer Grenadiers still need to retreat. Shock troops were able to launch one good grenade and rather leave anything a bit sour. And of course, you know, use your half-track to transport troops. You can quickly react to things like this, Karlstein. Don't, you know, send the half-track away without troops in it. That kind of defeats part of the point. So just a suggestion there. And again, upgrade some of the gunners with MG. And don't send the half-health 3-man squad versus the conscripts that are on their own. And are definitely larger numbers, Karlstein. And of course, this engagement obviously is not going well for Karlstein. He just needs to retreat his Grenadiers and lost a squad. That could have gone a lot better. Again, be mindful of the state of your troops. And certainly don't throw away troops with no numbers like that. If you want to send a 3-man squad, it must have a light machine gun to somehow make up for the lost numbers. But that is not what Karlstein did. So learn from Karlstein's mistake and don't ever send in a replay like this. But such a mistake is made anyways. Grenadiers here versus conscripts. Field gun opening up, so we do see something out of the support weapon company. Moving on into the mechanized armor company. Grenadiers need support. The other Grenadier squad finally moving up. Pioneers need to repair. Support armor co-op. Panzer Grenadiers also need to move. Karlstein is losing territory. Grenadiers getting Molotoved. Ben really fond of the Molotovs, which is good. Karlstein likes the rifle grenades. That is also good. And fear propaganda is available. Hurrah. Let's see if we can actually use it. Or for that matter, we'll be trying to save up for the KV-8. At the current stage, I mean, a KV-8 will actually be quite powerful. We'll be able to really punish Karlstein's infantry. Shock troops moving in again. Versus the Grenadiers. Grenadiers still not upgraded with a light machine gun. Quick grenade. Blowing up a cart. Yes. Not quite any Germans, though. Points being secured. But definitely some less than used doctrines in used here, which is good to see. Remaining conscripts are veteran, but Ben needs to look into those low unit numbers at the moment. Another squad of Panzer Grenadiere. MD42 taking up a covering position here by the main road by the church. Conscripts caught in the middle of the road. And they are rather regretting taking the road. Half-track now of Flammpanzerwagen. He could definitely stand to move in. The Panzer is supported by the Flammpanzerwagen up here in the north. Come on, move it. Ah, come on, Karlstein. And there we go, nice flank with the company is on the MG42. He might want to get into the church, actually. But no, decides against it. Flammpanzerwagen still not moving. Come on, Karlstein. If you upgrade something, use it. Kindly. H-85 on the way here for Ben. Combat engineers suffering a bit gravely. Point there being secured. Karlstein clearly having a strategy which involves coding this point for as much as possible, so at least he can deny the southern resources to Ben, which is certainly always a nice idea, though again he might want to consider being a bit more thoughtful in how he organises his units. But there we go, conscripts versus Panzer Grenadiers. Panzergrenadiers, I think, might enjoy, in fact, the range, advantage range a bit. With their Sturmgewehrs. SU-85 moving in here.
We are bleeding, comrade!
And Stug arriving
Engineer standing by.
as well. So assault gun versus tank destroyer. Depending on how things goes, the Stug could gain an advantage here. And there we go, SU-85 in fact turning out to deal with the German infantry. This would be a great opportunity now for the Stug to roll in and flank. And there we go. Karlstein grabs it. Yes, Karlstein. On the other hand, less good as he's moving up to that close, but there we go. Panzerfaust fails to do anything. SU-85 misses. I mean, Stug misses. Come on, Stug. There we go. Second shot hits. Needs to consider moving out of there. And he might also want to consider popping smoke since he has gone for festering armor. Hit, though. He is hit. Grenadiers here in a bit of a nasty situation. Needs to retreat. Or at least get the Panzergrenadiers up to support. What are the Panzergrenadiers doing? I mean, Karlstein. Have your units work together. Don't send them in one at a time. Don't send your troops in piecemeal. That really ought to be a golden rule. And there we go. Grenadiers got lost. Oh, Karlstein. Why did you have to do that? And now the Panzergrenadiers are moving in. But now it's too late. And a bomb grenade right here around the SU-85. Doesn't actually do anything damage to it. Stug moving in. But why is he moving in like that? He's not even repaired it. And he knows there's a field gun. I mean, that's just daft. That was just pointless, Karlstein. I suppose there might have been a misclick in roll. I mean, that's always possible, but that was a bit of a rapid mistake. Just after the down, it cost him a Veteran G2 Grenadier squad. SU-5 now trying to get away. Pack has arrived. Flammenpanzerwagen might, you know, want to actually do some supporting. Grenadiers in a bit of trouble. Why aren't you using the Flammenpanzerwagen, Karlstein? Shock troopers closing in here. Quick rifle grenade there from Karlstein. Doesn't do much. Then followed up with a bundle grenade, which actually ends up doing more. Good. Pack 40 moving up. Still not a lot more infantry from Ben. If he wants to get more now, I think he could really apply some serious pressure to Karlstein. Then again, he might also want to just get something to quickly deal with the Flammenpanzerwagen. SU-76 in fact might prove to be a good choice for that. Pulling back from here, situation not looking good. Flammenpanzerwagen moving down, likely to provide reinforcements. Good, good. Putting back the field gun for reinforcements and healing, also good.
What is it?
And of course, right around here would be a good spot for a Fear Propaganda artillery, which would certainly leave the half-track vulnerable. And also note, Fear Propaganda actually works, I believe, on packs as well. And if you're really lucky, you can in fact force it to retreat. So there's a little fun fact there. But there we go. SU-76, assault gun moving in. Could function in more direct row, but also as artillery. Now we also see the incendiary artillery barrels going on. And there goes assault. Maximals up now for Ben. Bit of a light machine gunnery. And we are loading a pack 43 is going up here for Karlstein. That could definitely prove to be very nasty. No attempt here at the Fear Propaganda artillery. Pack 43 almost ready. At which stage Ben really needs to be seriously careful. Veteran G3 conscripts already, by the way, is nice. There you go, blasting away. Pack 43 ready. At which stage, now of course, Ben knows about it, so he also needs to begin planning for it. And incendiary artillery going in. Not sure why he's calling in there. Seems a bit of an odd spot to do it. And there we go. SU-76 down. Again, he should have been careful about that. Pack 43. He wasn't. Instead, the Panzerabwehrkanone got it. The Schwerer gun there. Was not uncommon to see a Panzer Division have a few of them in their tank destroyer battalion. Though they seem to also operate more independent ones as well. attached wherever they were needed. Shock troops firing up in the north, and a Befehlspanzer IV has arrived. Wonderful. There's been some time since we actually seen some of those. So Command Panzer IV, Pack 43 continues to blast. H-85 needs to be seriously careful. But a nice spot here. Yes, chosen at one stage it's vulnerable. On the other hand, I mean, it's got a nice dominating position. On the other hand, if he loses it, it's going to be his opponent who has a Pack 43 in a nice dominating position. So there are obviously some backsides to this. Flampanzerwagen has some usage here against the shock troopers up north. Ben is rather reeling from the lack of infantry. Again, he should have had some more.
Our points have fallen to 300.
And Flampanzerwagen here going nuts in the north. And now we see that Ben is getting a bit unsecure. The situation is not exactly looking good for him. He's a bit unclear what to do, since again there's a Pack 43 now dominating the centre. But time to move to Karlstein and time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is a bit, you know, here and there. So it's got a nice chunk of the map. Germans got a nice chunk of that. While the Germans do have their advantage, it's the Pack 43 at the centre of the map. At the same time, I mean, Karlstein isn't quite in a position to cover the entire map, and that could be the advantage here for Ben. If he can draw out some of the forces here in the north and in the south, or towards there, and then destroy them there, he might have a chance. I mean, currently, if he sends the H-85 though, keeps it in ambush, has some troops from in, drawing, for example, the Flampanzerwagen, then knock it out. I mean, that way he can slowly but surely chip away at Karlstein's forces. At the same time, it could also lead to another opening, since if he then pulls away troops to there and there, he's forced to leave forces away from the centre, which would leave the Pack 43 vulnerable to swift, brutal infantry assault with shock troopers, conscripts, then quickly following up and recruiting it, and that could also prove to be quite advantageous for Ben. Basically, there are two overall strategies which would really work at the current stage. Both of them would involve drawing away Karlstein's forces, baiting them in, that is, towards the northern and southern parts of the map. What depends on there is how he actually then deals with it. Either he actually fights them there, or he takes advantage of it, rushes the centre, secures it, steals the Pack 43, and turns it against its previous owner. And that's basically it. For Karlstein, of course, it's about, you know, establishing a front line. It's also about, you know, not getting too greedy, and also it should involve some mining to make it a bit harder, for example, to rush the centre, which again is really going to be one of his main priorities in terms of worries. He could also consider getting a bit of armor. Otherwise, I mean, he wants to actually bait Ben's forces in within range of the Pack 43. He wants to get a bit careless, and then he wants to knock him out using the Pack 43. That would certainly be the most painless opportunity. Of course, he could otherwise, you know, just try and rush the H-85 with enough tanks of his own. That's going to be a lot more tricky. And certainly the Panzer IV command tank also offers his own advantage if he can utilize it properly, since it's going to be pretty effective against infantry on its own. So there are some thoughts here and there. And of course, I mean, there's another opportunity for Ben, though, and perhaps not the best one. We could also, you know, just try and blast this Pack 43 into oblivion, but I think, you know, putting that here is a bit more of a nicer move. Again, it would also force Karlstein to spread out his attention, which would again also allow for more chances to basically, you know, wipe out units. Though certainly it would also increase the challenge for Ben, since he'd also have to manage things on a bit more larger basis. But again, if you're the one making the moves and thus actually forcing the decisions, you're more likely to actually be aware of what's going on, rather than you've been forced to react to here and there, in which case you might be slightly more likely to make mistakes. But let us return to the fight. Combat is immediately coming under fire there from the Befehlspanzer IV. It was not uncommon, I think, to see older tanks basically being relegated to the position of command tank. Several Panzer IIIs, in fact, were in that position during, for example, the fighting in Normandy. So, little fun fact there. Again, H-85 needs to be careful. It's actually now within range of the Pack 43, and if Karlstein was to turn about here now, he could in fact knock it out. There seems to be just leaving the Pack for that job now. Or at least the more regular Pack. The Befehlspanzer pulling back. Shock troopers versus Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers out in the open, in fact negative cover, which is rather to the advantage of the shock troopers. Conscripts quickly following up, taking up position by the outhouse. Panzer is forced to fall back. Flampanzerwagen actually needs to be nearby for support. Pulling back the Panzer Grenadiers for reinforcement. And rushing straight into the Flampanzerwagen. At which stage he really should have had the H-85 with something else to support him. But he didn't. Instead, we do see an anti-tank grenade going off. Also, the railways artillery support is now ready.
Red Army is attacking!
Panzer grenades doing what they can from there. Need to be careful they don't get too far ahead of themselves. Need to remain in cover.
I'm bleeding!
But south is being secured.
Pack crew is ready.
Panzer IV getting repaired.
Ich bin soweit.
And we're actually seeing here that Karlstein is a bit crippled, and now we're seeing forces being sent towards the north, leaving the centre increasingly vulnerable.
Is attempting to steal our sector.
So there we go, pulling forces in there.
That was too close!
Field gun moving up there, aimed inside the church. Mines going up. Not entirely sure why he's putting it there, not there. Oh well.
Target!
Shock troops in wait there.
Been honored by bravery.
There we go, veterans in fleet grenadiers, definitely a boom for Karlstein. Panzer is moving up, but straight into shock troopers and veterans in fleet conscripts. Not really a good situation there for Karlstein. He needs to be careful he doesn't spread out his troops too much right now, in particular since Ben is actually organising his own infantry, which is definitely leaving Ben with the advantage in most engagements. But there we go, Ben has now gained the majority of the map again. He's been doing it by basically avoiding the Pack 43, which is definitely a good job. At the same time, of course, Ben can't quite leave it alone, since again he risks, getting it rushed. And now we're seeing a Katusha arriving there for Ben.
Ready.
The Fields Panzer ready again. The field gun needs to get a bit closer to support. Another assault. Grenadiers leading the way. Quick rifle grenade. The Fields Panzer moving up. Oh, nice hit there. Field gun again needs to be closer. And there we go. The Fields Panzer opening up. And a full retreat. Katusha opening up, but oh dear, it got too close. It got too close. He needs to be careful with that instead. Pack 43 wiped it out. Do not underestimate the Pack 43. Do not do that.
Panzer here.
Right there, Ben lost a bit of an advantage. But of course, at the same time, the centre's now getting increasingly more open. If you continue baiting away Karlstein into here or there, again, he could launch an assault here and steal the Pack 43 and try to turn it against Karlstein's tanks and vehicles, which again could likely lead to a solid victory. Ben mining lots of things. Going for the cut-off point.
Standing by.
Raketen Panzerbüchse up on those Panzer Grenadiers, at least one squad. Karlstein taking a bit easy. He needs to be careful he doesn't get taken too easy. So that could open up for a nice comeback here from Ben. But Ben seems a bit unclear on what he actually wants to do at the moment. He's got troops hanging about. He seems worried, nervous, if not downright anxious. He's got, two veterans with 3 squads of conscripts doing nothing.
Enemy forces are securing
That's not
our
exactly an
territory.
encouraging sight.
In combat!
And there we go, Grenadiers in advance, coming under fire from the Maxim, well positioned. H-25 still has focus sight on for some reason.
Suppression!
Oh, nice hit there, wiping out 2 Grenadiers with 1 shot. Panzer IV with Fields Panzer moving up. Nothing to stop it, field gun not nearby, finally getting some moves on his troops. Another Panzer IV on the way.
Panzer IV standing by.
Standing
Panzer Grenadiers pinned. There we go, the Panzer IV has arrived. Oh, Grenadiers squad needs to retreat, come on, Karlstein, Rückzug. Karlstein, get them out of there.
Infantry has made contact.
That was bloody well close. Push going in towards the north, shock troops with conscripts. Another launch here against the centre church. Molotov through the church windows. Pack 43 continues to blast away. Another Katusha now out for Ben. Mighty fire barrage, yes indeed. Field gun launching here at the Panzer IV. Conscripts getting a bit blasted here. Conscripts definitely need to be careful.
Enemy is taking our territory.
In fact, the conscripts just need to get out of there. Quick response here to the shock troops in the north. Shock conscripts here not doing much. Seems to be several units just constantly getting left behind, standing about doing nothing, which is not really good. Come on, Ben, keep up the pressure. And now he's launching in the SUD-5 on its own with no support, nothing to lead the way, and with focus sight on. What are you thinking, Ben? Oh, that must be a mistake. But there we go. SUD-5 went down extremely quick. Do not underestimate the Pak-43 is all I will say.
Requested units have arrived.
Austrian flak panzer rolling out. Northern point secured. Schnell.
Panzer 4.
Another Katyusha. Quick anti-tank grenade here against the Panzer 4. Surge, in fact, largely had to rely on anti-tank grenades or anti-tank guns, or field guns more specifically, since they didn't really have something like the Panzerfaust or Panzerschreck. Largely what they had were actually what they either stole or got from the Americans, almost the bazooka. There you go, railway artillery, taking out a huge chunk of the Soviet infantry right there. Nicely done.
Panzer 4 ready. Done.
Just shattering the ground around the point.
Under automatic fire.
Devastating stuff. And this Maxim needs to be reinforced one way or the other, either by conscripts merging with it or something else. It certainly can't keep up like this. That's for sure, though.
We can do nothing. We are pinned.
Another Katyusha barrage.
They
Constantly trying to get that Pak-43. Though getting a few other units in the process as well. Befehlspanzer rolls in, immediately opening up things here. And finally we see that Ben is forced to ban things in the south to Karlstein's advancing panzer forces. And there we go, the Maxim crew actually ends up dead. How unfortunate.
Schützen here.
Panzer 4 in need of repairs, could also be upgraded with a light machine gun, otherwise looks like it's pretty much in a reserve position. Nothing bad in that. But as you may be able to note, Ben is a bit of trouble since he's very much lacking in anti-tank assets of any serious kind. He has, for example, been building more field guns, which might be able to help in one way. Mine went off actually doing a nice damage to this Grenadier squad. How unfortunate. This is the Grenadiers.
Pack here.
contact.
There we go. Fighting in the north. Lots of Panzer Grenadiers. Not sure why he's having the rifle-equipped troops lead the charge, not the submachine gun ones. Really intent on getting that Pak-43. But not quite having any luck in actually hitting anything. And again, field gun action needs to be able to support the infantry, not have to wait until something happens and then move about, which takes half a minute. Not really well handled right there by Ben. He needs to think a bit ahead. Bit ahead. Pak-43 receiving repairs. Befehlspanzer moving up. Schnell. 3 field guns now up for Ben, yet neither of them actually seeing a lot of action. Not really good. Come on, Ben, put in a bit more effort for the motherland and all that.
Field gun standing by. Standing by.
And another lovely barrage.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Almost getting an entire Pioneer squad wiped out. But never quite succeeding. Field gun still not in a position to support. I mean, come on, Ben. Please make an effort. And there we go. Anti-tank grenade. And the command panzer just continues being a nuisance to infantry, although in this case taking a nice hit to the rear from the field guns. Other one still also needs to move up.
We are down to 100 points.
Do you need some?
You have orders? Supply sector under attack.
How can we help?
Conscripts taking punishing losses here from the Panzer IV. 21 kills, field guns opening up. Nice little barrage there. Nice little front of field guns. Panzer IV needs to pull back. Pop smoke. Come on, use it. At least we're seeing blitzkrieg. In fact, he's using it to get behind the field guns, which is definitely bold. Though, of course, also highlights the issue when you place field guns too close to each other, they can't actually cover each other. Shock troops moving up. You might still want to consider eventually popping down some smoke. Dangerous work. Shock troopers really don't need to be that close either. What are you doing? What are you thinking, Ben? Just getting so many kills all of a sudden, that Panzer IV. Keep moving, keep moving. Don't stop up, don't stop up. Oh dear, and he did. He did. Pop smoke. Karlstein, come on, smoke. Nebeln. And out of control. Crushes a few. Gaining veterancy too just as it blows up, but that could have been done better. Karlstein. I mean, again, you have abilities there for a reason. Use them, including popping smoke. It's not just there for looking pretty. It's actually there for saving your tanks. And there you go, finally popping some bleeding smoke.
50 points remaining before our defeat.
No efforts there. Field gun hasn't even advanced slightly. Another Panzer IV command tank swiftly arrives. And they're going to tank grenade, getting the Panzer IV. Tragic, tragic. Rushing in another Panzer IV command tank. Hilarity ensues. Frontal assault there, not quite succeeding. Finally a field gun on the move there. Veterans on for the Katyusha. Field gun here getting flanked out. KV-8 could in theory be called in, but might have limited effect. In particular with that Pack 43 still there. Obviously.
A squad of infantry has been killed. Dead before retreat.
Now they're actually found on the way for Ben.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Losses inflicted there on the Panzer Grenadiers. Rockets shattering their bodies. Not really a fun time for the Panzer Grenadiers.
Do you need something?
They'll just beat things up a wee bit.
Secure. We must hold the enemy. We are down to our last.
Incendiary barrage going in.
Our unit count is increasing.
Not quite much success there. And there we go. Game over. A loss to the Soviet Union, a victory for Germany. And rather it came down to Ben all of a sudden having a nice spot, but then all of a sudden just throwing it away, making a few critical mistakes, and then all of a sudden also getting strangely passive. I mean, initially that's all sort of what got Karlstein into his troubles. He was sort of strangely passive, you know, attacking with one unit, then not attacking with another again. You know, don't send troops in piecemeal. Try to coordinate your attacks with several units at once. Don't blow up either, but you know, try to do something on a bit larger scale. What did win Karlstein the game was basically taking up a dominating position in the centre with a Pack 43, and then eventually basically drawing in Ben into it. I also think what rather hurt Ben was the fact he didn't really make good use of his doctrine. I mean, he basically only used this and this. He didn't use, for example, fear propaganda. He didn't use air reconnaissance. He didn't use the KV-8. I mean, there were so many things he could have done which never quite came about to it. So that was also a bit the problem. Certainly, he should also had some munitions cast up to really get the most of it. The Katyusha that was rushed in too close there was also not really helping either. Of course, is an admitted mistake. Overall, though, Karlstein made good use of his Panzer IV. his Flampanzerwagen, though again he could also have been a bit more aggressive, and again that was sort of a bit Karlstein's problem at times. Again, he could have been more aggressive, but ultimately he did pull through. So there you go, hope you enjoyed this match. Happy to do a quick one, but there you go. But hope you enjoyed this. If you did want to subscribe, tell your friends, share it. If you didn't, well, want to see replay on, provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.